How Fever guard Caitlin Clark's injury is affecting fans and ticket prices. With hopes to meet Caitlin Clark, Kestas Jociuf and his 8-year-old daughter, Elizabeth, left their seats in section 119 and went to the tunnel next to the Indiana Fever bench. Before her family started their 9-hour drive from Minnesota to Indiana, Elizabeth painted a picture draped with Fever logos and a "Caitlin, we love you" message. The Jociufs' attempt to meet Clark was successful. Elizabeth's painting now has a new owner. Caitlin actually took the picture, Jociuf said. Elizabeth probably wrote Caitlin Clark at least 14 times on that drawing. Elizabeth and her father also told Clark to feel better soon, to which she thanked them. The Fever announced Monday that Clark would miss at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Since Clark's injury, the Fever played the Washington Mystics and Connecticut Sun, losing both matchups. Indiana will be without their star guard for at least the next 2 games, when they host the Mystics on Tuesday and travel to the Chicago Sky on June 7. Jociuf and his wife, Sulema, had taken their daughter and 10-year-old son to see Clark when she visited the Minnesota Lynx last season. Elizabeth and her brother fell in love with Clark, so Sulema and Jociuf bought seats closer to the court for the family's first visit to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. While Sulema admitted she was worried for Clark after hearing of her injury, she said her kids were upset when they learned Clark wasn't playing. The visit was worth it even though she's not playing because we wanted to experience Gainbridge and it's been great. They have a lot of cool things for the kids. Also, there are other good people on the team, Sulema said. I told them we can get more tickets later in the season to watch Caitlin. The family of 4 spent $900 on their tickets. On game day, the price for the same tickets in section 117 was $174.70. The price difference reflects the impact of Clark's injury on tickets. IndyStar collected data from Ticketmaster and found that selected ticket prices for Clark's future matchups against the Sun, Mystics, and Sky, in which she is expected to play, increased by as much as 366%. Note, these are resale prices and may change daily. These numbers were logged up to 2 hours before the Fever and Sun tipped off Friday. The most expensive ticket in section 120 for Friday's contest against the Sun cost $86.25. When Indiana hosts the Sun on June 17, a ticket in the same section will cost $140.30, a 62.7% increase. The price difference for a seat nearer to the court when the Mystics return to town August 15 is more consumer-friendly. A seat in section 116 on Tuesday will cost $391.95. The price will increase 11% when Washington makes its final regular season visit to Indiana. Sky and Fever games are always a hot ticket, with Clark and Sky forward Angel Reese headlining the matchup. If a fan desires to sit in section 225 at the United Center and watch Indiana and Chicago square off in their WNBA Commissioner's Cup matchup, the cheapest ticket will cost $57.50. When the 2 teams reconvene in Chicago on July 27, the cheapest seat in section 225 will cost $267.95. Although Clark's availability may alter ticket prices, the impact of her presence remains the same. My 8- and 5-year-old daughters were sad not to see her play, but they were still glad to see her in the building, said Chris Jarrety, a Fever fan who bought tickets for his family before Clark's injury was announced. We are still excited to support the city, the rest of the players, and the WNBA.